If you live in Switzerland and you want to invest in stocks or ETFs, choosing the right broker can literally save you tens of thousands of francs over time. But here's the challenge. Some brokers are extremely cheap but feel complicated to use. Others are super simple but quietly charge very high fees. Welcome to Swiss Budget and Living. In this video, I'm going to compare 8 of the most popular brokers available in Switzerland. Interactive brokers: DEGIRO, Swissquote, UBS, Saxo Bank, PostFinance, and Neon Invest. We'll look at 4 key areas. Number 1, safety and regulation. Number 2, fees. Number 3, ETF access and savings plans. And number 4, ease of use, languages, and tax reporting for Swiss investors. By the end of this video, you'll know which broker is cheapest, which one is easiest to use, and which one is best overall for long-term ETF investing from Switzerland. Let's start with the most important factor: safety and regulation. When you invest your money, the first question should always be, is my money safe, and who regulates this broker? Let's start with the Swiss-based brokers. Swissquote, UBS, PostFinance, and Saxo Bank Switzerland are all Swiss banks regulated by FINMA. They are members of the Swiss Deposit Insurance Scheme. That means your cash is insured up to 100,000 francs per bank. And your ETFs and shares are held in segregated custody accounts and must be returned or transferred to you if the bank goes bankrupt. You and Neon Invest are a bit different. You is a fintech app, but your money and ETFs actually sit at Swissquote Bank. So you benefit from the same Swiss regulation and deposit protection as a Swissquote client. Neon Invest is also an app. The banking infrastructure and custody is provided by Hypothekarbank Lenzburg, another FINMA-regulated Swiss bank with deposit protection up to 100,000 francs. So for these 6, Saxo, Swissquote, Neon, PostFinance, and UBS, your cash is insured up to 100,000 francs, and your securities are legally separate from the bank's own assets. Interactive brokers and DEGIRO are foreign brokers, but still heavily regulated. Your Interactive Brokers account may be held with one of its European entities, such as Interactive Brokers Ireland or the UK. These entities are regulated locally, for example by the Central Bank of Ireland or the UK Financial Conduct Authority. Investor protection depends on the specific entity, typically ranging from around €20,000 to £85,000 per eligible person. Your ETFs and shares are held in segregated accounts, separate from the broker's own money. DEGIRO operates under Flat X DEGIRO Bank, a German bank supervised by BaFin. Cash is covered by the German deposit guarantee up to €100,000, and there's an investor compensation scheme for mismanaged securities up to €20,000. Overall, all 8 platforms are regulated and considered reputable. If you specifically want a traditional Swiss banking institution, Swissquote, UBS, PostFinance, and Saxo Bank Switzerland clearly stand out. Now let's talk about fees. This is where the biggest long-term differences appear. Let's start with the cheapest end of the spectrum. Interactive Brokers is widely known for very low trading costs. There is no custody fee, no Swiss stamp duty, and ETF trades can cost just a few euros or dollars per order. DEGIRO is also known for low fees. There is no custody fee, no Swiss stamp duty, and ETF trades usually cost 1 to 3 euros per order, depending on whether the ETF is in the core selection. Now the Swiss app brokers. Neon Invest charges simple percentage-based fees. You pay around 0.5% per ETF or Swiss stock trade and 1% for foreign shares, with no custody fee. You also charges percentage-based trading fees of roughly 0.5% per stock or ETF trade, with a minimum of 1 franc and no custody fee. Now the more traditional Swiss banks. Saxo Bank Switzerland is a bit of an exception. It has no custody fee and low trading commissions starting at 0.08% with a minimum of 3 francs on 6. It still has to charge Swiss stamp duty, but among Swiss banks it is one of the cheaper options. Swissquote charges about 0.1% per year in custody fees, with a minimum and maximum per year, plus trading fees that can easily reach 9 to 50 francs or more per trade depending on size. PostFinance has a flat 72 francs per year custody, as a combination of custody and trading credit. A 1,000 franc ETF trade on 6 costs around 12 francs. UBS sits at the expensive end. It charges 0.35% per year custody, plus 0.75% per trade with a minimum of 10 francs. Don't forget the Swiss stamp duty. All Swiss brokers, Saxo, Swissquote, Neon, PostFinance, and UBS, must charge 0.075% on Swiss securities and 0.15% on foreign securities. Foreign brokers like Interactive Brokers and DEGIRO typically do not charge Swiss stamp duty because they are not Swiss securities dealers. If your goal is minimizing fees over decades, Interactive Brokers and DEGIRO are usually the cheapest. Among the Swiss brokers, Saxo often comes out as the cost leader. ETF access and savings plans. Most long-term investors in Switzerland want cheap index ETFs and an easy way to invest every month. On the big broker side, Interactive Brokers and DEGIRO offer access to thousands of ETFs across many stock exchanges worldwide. With Interactive Brokers, you can set up recurring investments and use fractional ETFs, which makes it very flexible for monthly ETF investing. DEGIRO has a large core selection of ETFs with very low trading fees, but no built-in automatic savings plan. You have to place each order manually. Among Swiss brokers, Saxo and Swissquote also offer very broad ETF universes. Saxo has auto-invest ETF savings plans on selected ETFs with no purchase commission. Swissquote has ETF savings options too, but with higher purchase and custody fees. The mobile apps focus more on simplicity. You offers a curated list of around 50 ETFs and has automatic ETF savings plans with zero trading fee on selected ETFs when you use the recurring investment feature. Neon Invest has a more limited but focused set of ETFs via BX Swiss and also offers ETF savings plans on specific ETFs, some with no purchase commission inside the plan. PostFinance and UBS give you enough ETFs for typical strategies, but their savings solutions often come via more expensive smart investing or robo-style products with higher all-in fees. If maximum market access is your priority, Interactive Brokers and Saxo Bank are usually the clear leaders. If you want simple, automated ETF savings with small amounts, you and Neon Invest are very beginner-friendly options. Ease of use, languages, and Swiss taxes. If you want the simplest possible experience, you and Neon Invest are designed exactly for you. They are mobile-only, have clean interfaces, and are very easy to use even if you're completely new to investing. Both apps are available in German, French, Italian, and English. You offers an e-tax statement for around 25 francs, and Neon provides a free e-tax statement directly in the app for Invest clients. Saxo and Swissquote feel more like traditional brokers. They have more menus, more tools, and more complexity, but also more flexibility. Saxo now offers free e-tax statements for Swiss clients, while Swissquote charges a fee for an e-tax statement plus standard reports. PostFinance and UBS are very convenient if you already bank there. Investing is integrated into e-banking, and both provide tax documents and e-tax statements, usually for an extra fee. Interactive Brokers is at the other extreme. Incredibly powerful, but with a steeper learning curve. Newer tools like the Interactive Brokers Global Trader app and recurring investments make things easier, but it still feels more technical than Yush or Neon. For taxes, Interactive Brokers gives you detailed reports, and from tax year 2025, you can buy a Swiss-compliant e-tax statement via data level, which you import into your cantonal tax software. DEGIRO has a simple interface but no Swiss e-tax statement. You get normal PDFs and have to copy the numbers manually into your Swiss tax return. If you care a lot about tax simplicity, Swiss brokers plus Neon and you make your life easier. If you care more about low overall platform costs, Interactive Brokers still wins, even if taxes take a bit more manual work. Let's summarize everything. If you want the lowest fees, Interactive Brokers and DEGIRO are usually the winners. They have no custody fee, no Swiss stamp duty, and very cheap trading commissions. If you want a simple beginner platform, you or Neon Invest are great choices. They integrate investing directly into a mobile banking app, support small monthly amounts, and give you e-tax statements. If you prefer a traditional Swiss bank broker, Swissquote, UBS, or PostFinance may feel more familiar, even though you pay higher fees. If you want professional trading tools and global market access, Interactive Brokers or Saxo Bank Switzerland stand out. For many long-term investors in Switzerland who focus on ETFs and low costs, Interactive Brokers often comes out as one of the strongest overall choices, especially if you are comfortable with an English-heavy interface and FCA regulation via Interactive Brokers UK. But the best broker for you depends on three things: your experience level, your investment style, and how much you care about minimizing every last fee versus keeping things ultra simple. Even small differences in fees can make a huge difference over decades. So always compare carefully before you decide where to invest. I personally use Interactive Brokers, DEGIRO, and Neon, focusing more on the low fees and broad selection of ETFs. If you found this comparison helpful, make sure to follow Swiss Budget and Living for more content about investing and personal finance in Switzerland.